Thanks for stopping on in for today's college basketball pick video play for December 7th, 2017. To get all of our plays for today's action, you can get those over at stumpthespread.com. Link down in the video description. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. So, there's not a ton of games on the board here today for Thursday's action in college basketball. I actually don't see a whole lot of value across the board. But in today's video, still going to give you a play here, talking about this rivalry game between Iowa and Iowa State. Always a really fun matchup to watch between these two interstate rivals here. And I love the fact that these Iowa colleges do a good job of playing each other during the non-conference. It's great for the fan bases and the alma maters of all of these different schools to see these games happening on a regular basis. So the road team today, Iowa, coming in as about 6.5-point underdogs. We really don't have a very high expectation for either of these teams this season. Both squads have lost some key veteran players in recent years. As a result, probably both teams going to be ending more towards the bottom of their respective leagues. Iowa, the Big Ten, Iowa State in the Big 12. Iowa right now on the year 4-5 overall, coming off back-to-back losses to open up conference play against Penn State and Indiana. They did pick up one pretty good win during the non-conference, getting past UAB by a final of 95-85. But outside of that, really not any great wins here for the Hawkeyes, and also showing that they're susceptible losing to decent mid-major teams, falling to teams like Louisiana Lafayette and South Dakota State. And also another one of their losses came in the Big Ten ACC Challenge against Virginia Tech in blowout fashion. On the year, right now, this Iowa team, they rank 125th in the nation in scoring average, 230th in total team defense. They actually do have a positive plus-minus, which currently sits at about +3 points. The home team here today, Iowa State, just 5-2 overall, opened up the year with back-to-back losses against Missouri and Milwaukee. But since then, this group, they've been building some momentum. They've picked up 5 wins in a row, going against a fairly manageable schedule so far during the non-conference. Some of their better wins, probably their results in winning efforts against Boise State, Tulsa, and in their last outing, they got past Northern Illinois by a final of 94-80. So their offense looked a bit better in their last outing, but on the year, been very up and down. For instance, in their 2 opening games, didn't even crack 60 points in their blowout losses against Missouri and Milwaukee. But then you have strong offensive performances like in their 104-point outing against Appalachian State, their last outing, that 94-point outing against Northern Illinois. And these results have just been very hit or miss. On the year, this group right now ranking 151st in the nation in scoring average, 203rd in total team defense. Actually have extremely similar numbers to their opposition today. They also have a plus-minus of about +3 points. They put up about 77 points per game. Iowa puts up about 78 points per game. And then defensively, they're giving up about 73 points per game in comparison to their opposition, who gives up about 74 points per game. So we're looking at two teams that have had similar starts to the year in terms of the numbers that they've been putting up at least. But of course, Iowa State with the much better overall record. But then again, we do feel like the Iowa Hawkeyes have been testing themselves a little bit more in terms of the overall toughness of their slate up to this point, but really not all that much difference in comparison to their opposition. So we do feel like this has the ingredients to be a competitive matchup. These rivalry games, usually you can throw the the results, the overall schedule, wins-loss mark out the window, and a lot of times it can just come down to both teams fighting really hard, trying to get that win for their particular school and fan base to try to get bragging rights over their opposition. And that can usually cause these games to be a bit more competitive than what might otherwise be thought of. As a result, we do feel like this is going to be a pretty close game. Not a whole lot separating these two teams right now. Again, like I said, we don't have very high expectations for either of these squads coming into the year. So for this one, we're going to go ahead, side with the road team, take the Iowa Hawkeyes, taking the 6.5 points as the better play here. But again, guys, I just don't see a whole lot of value across the board in college basketball for today's action. But if you are interested in getting all of our plays across all major American sports, you can access those picks over at stumpthespread.com, link down in the video description. And of course, be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping on in. We hope to see you guys in future videos. Bye.